Imagine this. You're standing at a crossroads. On one side, the weight of your struggles is pulling you down. On the other, an opportunity disguised as a challenge is calling you forward. Which path do you take? Most people freeze when life throws punches. They let fear, doubt, and setbacks define them. But not you. You're here because deep inside you know there's more. You want to turn your toughest moments into fuel for greatness. This isn't about motivation, it's about transformation. Right now you have everything you need to build an unbreakable mindset, one that thrives in adversity and turns setbacks into stepping stones. Are you ready to shift gears and take control? Then let's dive in. Step 1. Recognize your inner power. The foundation of an unbreakable mindset starts with one simple truth. You are more powerful than you think. Everything you need to overcome obstacles, to push through adversity, and to create a life of success is already inside you. The problem is, most people never tap into that power. They let circumstances define them. They wait for permission. They look outside for validation, for motivation, for someone to tell them they are capable. But the real shift happens when you stop looking outward and start looking inward. Your thoughts, beliefs, and perceptions shape the way you experience life. If you believe you're weak, life will give you proof of that weakness. If you believe you're strong, life will challenge you, but you'll always find a way to rise. This isn't just about positive thinking. It's about training your mind to recognize that you are in control, even when things seem out of control. Think about a time when you faced something you thought was impossible, a challenge, a failure, a heartbreak, a moment of complete uncertainty. At the time, it may have felt like the end of the road, like you had no way forward. But somehow you made it through. Somehow you found strength you didn't even know you had. That wasn't luck. That wasn't just time healing wounds. That was you tapping into a power you may not have even realized was there. This is the key. Your mind is a tool, but most people use it against themselves. They reinforce their doubts, their fears, their insecurities. They replay past failures and expect history to repeat itself. But if you train your mind to work for you instead of against you, everything changes. Your mind can either be your greatest weapon or your biggest weakness. The choice is yours. Some people think strength comes from success, but real strength comes from struggle. The most powerful people in the world weren't handed an easy life. They faced challenges, setbacks, even devastating failures. The difference? They didn't let those experiences define them. They used them to build resilience. They understood that no matter what happens, their inner power is always there waiting to be unleashed. And that's the truth. Your circumstances don't determine your success. Your mindset does. You can have every advantage in the world, but if your mind isn't strong, you'll find a way to fail. On the other hand, you can face every disadvantage, every setback, every challenge, but if your mindset is unbreakable, you will find a way to win. It starts with recognizing the power you already have and making the decision to never give it away. Step 2, shift your perspective. Problems are fuel. Most people see problems as something to avoid, something that gets in the way of success, happiness, or progress. But what if that's the wrong way to look at it? What if the very things that seem to be holding you back are actually the fuel you need to move forward? The truth is, problems are not the enemy. They are the training ground. Every challenge you face has the potential to make you stronger, sharper, and more prepared for the next level of your life. But that only happens if you shift your perspective. When something difficult happens, whether it's a financial setback, a personal failure, a health crisis, or even just the feeling of being stuck, your immediate reaction is what determines your outcome. Most people react with frustration, stress, or even hopelessness. They focus on what's wrong, why it's unfair, or how it's making things harder. And while those feelings are natural, they don't solve the problem. They don't push you forward. In fact, they do the opposite. They drain your energy, cloud your judgment, and keep you stuck in a cycle of negativity. But there's another way. The most successful people don't see problems as obstacles. They see them as stepping. They understand that every problem carries a hidden opportunity. It could be a lesson they need to learn, a skill they need to develop, or even a redirection towards something better. Instead of saying, why is this happening to me? They ask, how is this happening for me? That one shift changes everything. Think about it. Every breakthrough in history came from a problem. The most inspiring success stories began with a challenge that seemed impossible to overcome. The people who rise to the top don't avoid problems, they embrace them. They understand that struggle builds strength. They know that the harder the challenge, the greater the reward on the other side. It's not just about success, it's about resilience. When you shift your perspective, you stop seeing problems as setbacks and start seeing them as opportunities to grow. You stop resisting and start adapting. You stop waiting for things to get easier and start getting stronger. The moment you make that shift, life stops happening to you and starts happening for you. Step 3, master your response. Control is power. Life is unpredictable. No matter how well you plan, no matter how much you prepare, unexpected challenges will come your way. You can't control what happens to you, but you can always control how you respond. That response is what separates people who crumble under pressure from those who rise above it. Your ability to master your response is the key to unlocking power in every situation, no matter how difficult it seems. Most people react impulsively. When things don't go their way, they get frustrated, angry, or discouraged. They blame others, they blame circumstances, and sometimes they even blame themselves in a way that keeps them stuck. Their emotions take over, and instead of thinking clearly, they act out of fear, stress, or frustration. But here's the truth. Emotional reactions don't solve problems. They often make them worse. The moment you lose control of your emotions, you give away your power. But imagine if you trained yourself to respond differently. Imagine if instead of reacting emotionally, you paused, took control, and responded with clarity, confidence, and strategy. That's what the strongest people do. They don't waste energy on things they can't control. They focus only on what they can control, their mindset, their actions, their decisions. And by doing that, they keep their power no matter what's happening around them. Think about this. 2 people can face the exact same challenge, but have completely different outcomes based on how they respond. One person panics, shuts down, and sees nothing but problems. The other stays calm, adapts, and finds a way forward. The situation is the same. The difference is in their response. And that difference is everything. Every single day, you are given choices. You can choose to react emotionally, or you can choose to take control. You can choose to focus on what's wrong, or you can choose to focus on what you can do about it. You can choose to be a victim of circumstances, or you can choose to be the master of your response. That choice is always yours. Step 4, take relentless action. No excuses, just moves. You can have the best mindset in the world, the strongest beliefs, and the most powerful vision for your future, but none of it means anything without action. Action is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. It's what separates those who dream from those who achieve. The people who succeed at the highest level aren't the ones who wait for the perfect moment, who analyze every possibility, or who hesitate until they feel ready. They are the ones who take massive, relentless action, even when they don't have all the answers. Most people get stuck in overthinking. They spend too much time waiting for motivation, waiting for the right opportunity, waiting for someone to give them permission, waiting for the fear to go away. But waiting is a trap. The longer you wait, the harder it becomes to start. Fear grows in inaction, doubt thrives in hesitation, and before you know it, days, months, even years go by, and you're still in the same place, wondering why nothing has changed. Taking action isn't about having everything figured out. It's about making moves, learning as you go, and adjusting along the way. Every successful person started before they felt ready. They took risks, they made mistakes, they failed, but they kept moving. Because the truth is, action creates momentum. The moment you start moving, you break the cycle of fear and self-doubt. The moment you take that first step, the next one becomes easier. Excuses are the enemy of progress. People who don't take action always have a reason why. I don't have enough time. I don't have enough resources. I don't know where to start. But successful people don't focus on what they lack. They focus on what they can do right now. They don't wait for perfect conditions because they know perfect conditions don't exist. Every great achievement, every breakthrough, every transformation happens because someone decided to take action despite fear, despite uncertainty, despite obstacles. And the more you move forward, the more confident you become. Confidence isn't something you're born with. It's something you build through repeated action. Every time you push through resistance, every time you do something that scares you, every time you take a step when others would quit, you reinforce the belief that you are capable of more. The key is consistency. One big action isn't enough. It's the daily, relentless effort that creates real change. It's showing up when you don't feel like it. It's doing the work even when results aren't immediate. It's pushing through discomfort, frustration, and setbacks because you know that progress is made in the moments when most people would stop. Step 5, your story isn't over. Keep moving forward. No matter where you are in life, no matter what challenges you've faced, no matter how many times you've fallen or failed, your story is not over. The chapter you're in right now is just that, a chapter, not the entire book. Too many people make the mistake of believing that their past defines them, that their struggles are proof they aren't meant for more, that their mistakes are signs they should quit. But the truth is, as long as you're still breathing, as long as you still have the ability to think, to act, to push forward, you have the power to change everything. Life is not a straight line. It's full of twists, setbacks, detours, and unexpected challenges. Some of them will knock you down so hard that you'll wonder if it's even worth getting back up. Some will make you question your strength, your purpose, even your worth. And in those moments, it's easy to believe that this is it, that the failure, the pain, the struggle is where your story ends. But it's not. Those moments are not meant to break you. They are meant to shape you. Think about the greatest success stories in history. Every single one of them is built on perseverance. Every champion, every leader, every person who has achieved something great has had moments where they wanted to quit. They've had moments of doubt, moments where everything seemed impossible. But the reason they succeeded is because they didn't stop. They kept writing their story. They refused to let failure have the final say. There will always be moments in life that test you. You will experience losses. You will face setbacks. You will have times where everything seems to be working against you. But what matters is what you do next. Do you let those moments define you, or do you use them as fuel to push forward? The strongest people don't let their circumstances dictate their future. They take ownership. They decide that no matter how hard things get, no matter how many obstacles stand in their way, they will keep moving forward. Some of the most powerful transformations happen right after the point where most people give up. That's the moment where real breakthroughs occur. That's the moment where people discover just how strong they really are, because when you push past what you thought was your limit, you realize that you are capable of far more than you ever imagined. You realize that setbacks are temporary, that failures are just lessons in disguise, and that nothing, absolutely nothing, can stop you unless you let it. You are still in control of your story. The pen is still in your hands. No matter what has happened up until this point, no matter how many times you've stumbled, no matter how many times you've had to start over, you can still turn the page and create something incredible. The only way to lose is to stop moving. Listen, Life is going to test you. Challenges will come. Obstacles will appear. And there will be moments when you feel like giving up. But that's when you remind yourself, you are built for more. Your mind is your greatest weapon. When you shift your perspective, when you take control of your response, when you take relentless action, you become unstoppable. Every struggle, every setback, every failure is fuel. Fuel for growth, fuel for strength, fuel for success. The only thing standing between you and the life you want is the decision to keep going. No excuses, no waiting, no backing down. Just moves. This is your story. This is your moment. And no matter what comes your way, no matter how hard it gets, remember, you are unbreakable. Now go out there and prove it.